All right, welcome back. We are continuing to build the project for the to-do application for Introduction to Axum. Looks like our next test is sign in. So let's go find that. So we have sign up, not create multiple users. Here we go. Sign in. So let's first run this really quickly. All right, so request failed with a status code of 404. It looks like it is. I don't get the error there. Let's go take a look at what it's trying to do. It's posting to, so as API v1 users login. Okay, so let's go fix that. Project solution, source routes. Okay, I'm gonna have to have, okay, so users, let's create a new file for login. Oh, there it goes. Okay. I was wondering about that. Rust Analyzer was taking a little bit of time to wake up. And I should be able to use this inside of routes. Where you are, router. Okay, so this is API v1 users login. Is that's a post, I believe. It is indeed a post. Okay, so we add that. Let's take a look at do the next thing. So that should give us a 200 now. And it does. Okay, so expect user from API, ID to be a number. Okay, so it's probably sending us in a username and password. We can verify that here. Yeah, it's literally that same user to create. It's now attempting to log in as them. So we can, the not response user, the request create user is really this. So it's going to be the exact same thing as this one. So I mean, this is like create user. I don't know if I want to change this to like request login user, because it also creates. I'm gonna keep this as this right now, and we'll just use it. So for login, we will do a. I know I also need the JSON. So we need the JSON. I guess we'll just grab that out. So JSON, we have the request user. That's going to be JSON, which is the request create user. We also need the state with the database connection. So that's going to be a state. Can you not find state? Where did that? It's from Axum extract state. Why can't you find it? State. Okay, so this is going to be the DB, and you're going to be the state, which is going to be the database connection, which means we need to find you. Import state there, from there. Okay, so we got those two things. Those should be happy. we probably also need to return a user. So let's return a result. That's going to be what was it called? Not a response user, a response data user. Okay, so response data user and an app error. Okay, so now you're yelling at us because we don't have that in there yet. We'll take care of that soon. Okay, so what do we need to do? Well, we probably need to take in this user and do a database query for that. So I believe that's going to be users. Oh, but we have to bring in the entity as users. So that's going to be a use. Let's go create database users. It's going to be the entity as users. Okay, so users, this is going to be, now we have find by ID, which sounds appropriate because I think, no, it's not going to be find by ID, it's going to be find by username. So find, we need to filter. So this is going to be users, column, username is equal. Yeah, okay, so then this dot equal to, what is it going to be equal to? Oh, it's going to be that request user dot username. Okay, and I think that's going to be it. We just want one, so I think it's one. There we go. One, we pass it in a reference to the DB. We await. We map the error. You print line. Okay, so this is error getting database. Error getting user. Error getting user for logging in. And then we're going to return an app error. So this will be the status code of internal server error and error logging in. Try again later. I don't believe we have tests for this because it's really hard to create tests to like cause a database connection to fail without then causing a lot of other problems too. Okay, so this creates our user. So user equals. Now that's an option, right? Because there's a possibility that we don't find the user. So if let some user equals user. There. Okay, so if we have the user, then we want to obviously like do the login thing, right? If we don't have the user, I want to return probably a 404. I don't remember what the tests are asking me for, so this will be interesting. But I'm going to return an error. Yeah, so an error. This is going to be a app error, new status code, not found, and could not find. So I think in this case, we're going to have this exact same error message. So bad username and or password. Okay, so we're going to return that. Now, if we do find it, then we want to create the new user. So this is going to be the response. That is going to be equal to a response data user. So that's data, and then inside of data. Oh, so probably not response data user. I just want a response user. There we go. All right. So what do we have here? I don't need that terminal up right now. We have our ID. Okay, so we have it from the model. This is just a model, so I should be able to extract it out. So user.id. Username is also going to be from that. We also have the username from what's passed in, so I could also take it from there. Token. When we log in, I want to create a brand new token, and I need to save that to the database. Okay, so if we found the user, also for login, we probably need to double check that the password is good, don't we? So we need to verify password, which I don't think that we created a verification function for that, did we? So users, that's under utilities probably. So for the hash, we need to verify. So pub function verify password. We're gonna take in the password. I think that's all we need. We'll give a result of probably a Boolean and an app error. Okay, so we want to use verify from bcrypt. Okay, it takes in the new password. Oh, and the hash. Right. Okay, so we have the password hash, which is a stir as well. Now you return what? You return a bcrypt result with a Boolean. Okay, so I want verify password hash. We're gonna do a map error. So eprint line. So error verifying password. We'll do that, and then we'll return a new app error. Okay, so status code is going to be internal server error, and this is going to be something like there was a problem verifying your password. I don't know if I necessarily need anything else than that. Okay, and that's going to return our Boolean there. So now we can go back to login and use this. Okay, so we want to check to see if we're good to go. So if we have a user here, then I also then want to check if the passwords match essentially. So if guess that, yeah, then we'll just question mark that to extract it. Okay, so if verify password, so this one, we pass in the password, which is going to be a reference to user.password. Sorry, not user.password, that's the hash. This is going to be the reference to the request user.password. And then the hash is going to be referenced to the user.password. We have to question mark you. Okay, so if you, how about this? If you are not true, that means the password does not match, and I want to do an early return here. So it's return error, app error, new status code unauthorized. This is going to be probably the same thing as this. I'm not exactly sure what I need in the tests. Okay, so we have our guard clause. If the verify password doesn't match, return early. Okay, then we get to here. We want to, okay, so they do match. We get the user ID. We get the username. Token, we need to create a new token at this point. So let token equals create token from here. Right, we need a secret. So we can get that from the state. So this is going to be the token secret. And you are state. What was that? Like a token wrapper. That's what it was. Okay. App error. Why do I have a capital new? That's not right. Okay. Secret is going to be our. What do you take in? You take in a stir of that. So it's going to be a reference to a token secret. And then our username is a full string. So this is going to be our user.username, and we'll just clone it. Excuse me, sorry, I had a sneeze. Okay, so I clone you. I think you return a result, right? So with question mark u. Token secret, you're not happy. Oh, right. Token secret, and it's like .0, right? I can probably implement deref on that to make it a little bit nicer, but I want to make sure that these are all working, and that's something that like could be used to like make things a little bit nicer, but it's not necessary. Okay, so we now have a brand new token, so we can set the token in here. This is an option, so it has to be a sum. Are you an option? And a response user? No, the response user is absolutely required. This is token. But we need to put this token inside of the database. So before we move on to here, so before we actually create a response user, I need to actually store the database. Okay, so I need to convert the user into an active model. So I think I can, let's see, I don't think I need anything. Okay, let's, the user, let's shadow the user. Okay, so we'll do user dot into active model. Now we can do sets on this. I think you need to be mutable. And we can now say user dot token. That has to be an option. Okay, so equals a set. Did I pull you in? No, I did not. Set to be a sum token. Once I do that, then we have to save this. And I think that's the only thing we're updating here. So user dot save reference to the DB. We await. We map the error. This is error save error adding token to user in DB. Okay, this one is back to internal server error again. And this is, so at this point, you've successfully logged in, and it's really just like error generating the authentication, like error logging you in. Error logging you in. And so we return that, so semicolon, And there we go. I think this also returns user again, so I can do that. Yeah, then it's back to an active model, which I think we're good now. Oh, look at this. We've lost our, okay, so I need to then convert this back to a normal model. How did we do that again? That was something like let user equals user dot was there an into try into model? Okay, so try into model, we can map the error, and there's so many map errors. That is Rust forcing us to handle all of these things, so I don't crash and the server stays up. Okay, so we have. I could probably create like a little function for this, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. If I end up doing this specific thing over and over and over again, I might put this into like the mod. But okay, so I guess did I already do this in create user? I did not need to. Oh, try into model right here. Oh, I did. Oh, but I put this at the end. Interesting. Okay, and I'm doing this exact same thing again. Yeah, because I saved it and then I want to. Okay, so I want to create a function in here. Now, this isn't necessarily utility. It's very specific to users, I believe. I mean, I could, I guess, make it generic, but so this try into model, this takes in the user model and a DB error. No, yes, that returns it. This takes in an active model for users. Okay, so I'm gonna keep it like this. I have a. I don't think it has to be public because it's a child of mod. So I think it's gonna have access to it. We'll find out. So this is gonna be convert active to model. I think that works. We're going to take in that model, I believe. So we have so we're going to take in an active model. So I guess is it the entity? It might be the entity. It might just be a user. This is an active model, which you can't find. I think that's something like users active model like that. I'm going to return a, now this could be a result here because we can then, okay, so this is going to be a result. We want a model, which is going to be users model or an app error. And I can take in this one right here. So I want you. So we're going to do user. Okay, run this try into model. Import that trait. Import status code. Okay, that should work, which means I should come back to log in. I don't need to do this right now. Oh, wait, no, I need to do that one. That's into active model. I don't need to do this one right now because we save it and then we want to shadow it right back into user again. So I'm going to do a question mark. Oh, wait, I don't have, this is not a method on you. Never mind. I am going to shadow you. We're going to do let user equals user to active model. What did I call it? I already forgot. Convert. Okay. Convert to active model. Pass in that user, and we can question mark you. There we go, and we have this user again. We can now use this. This is great. All right, so response user, we have that. Then finally, we will return a request, a response data user with data inside, and then the response inside of here. And that's what we return. You respond with that, and then we don't have a to do. Use a move value. Okay, so the token, when did we move it? Value moved here on line 46. Okay, so user.token equals set some token. Okay, so well, I can actually just use this user.token, can I? Because I just saved it, so it's here. Mismatch type expect strung found an option. Okay, well, we can unwrap you safely because we just literally created you. Okay, so that should be happy. Router's unhappy. Why? The trait bound. Yes. You can't be a. Where's my function signature? You can't just be a response data user. You have to be a JSON response data user, like that. That should make you a little bit happier. So then response data user, we have a JSON like that. Okay. That was a lot of coding, and we haven't run any tests for it. Let's change that. Oh, yep. And sign in is now working. So sign in works as expected. Before we end here, we have a couple warnings. And then also I want to go into create user and update this to use sort of like the new system. So instead of try into active model, I want to end here. And then, so we have that user. We're going to immediately shadow the user again. So that user equals convert active to model and pass in the user and question mark that. Okay, so it's a little bit easier using the same code over and over again. So in case we need to change this, we can later. Okay, we also have some warnings. Let's fix those. So try into model, we don't need that trait anymore. This accidentally brought in convert, don't need that. This try into model trait, we don't need you. And that's it. Let's double check that our tests are still working. They are indeed. Okay, so we can still sign in. Let's go ahead and commit these changes. That looks all right. So we can now, so users can sign in. And I'll go ahead and push that up. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.